She's called Rita Ange Kagaju. She's a Rwandese artist, and today she released her debut studio album called Sweet Thunder. And today we are with her in the studio. So, Rita, how are you?
I'm good. How are you?
Yeah, people don't know where you are. So, please, can you tell us where you are?
I'm at school.
Okay, where exactly?
Yeah, I went to college in Holland, Michigan.
Okay, so basically you're in the US.
Yeah.
So, how is the US in the first place?
It's the US. Yes. Uh it's summer, so it's warm and it's different. The culture, you know, there's so many different things. I couldn't even begin to like list everything, but it's different in every aspect of the life that I was used to back in Rwanda. So, yeah.
Okay, so how is life treating you there? Like, cause like you were here, then you went there in January, and how is life so far? Before we get to the music career and stuff like that.
I do miss a lot of things back home. I miss being at the studio and chilling with my guys. I miss my dog. I miss my family. I miss literally everything, even the smell of the streets, you know? But I'm hanging up. I'm hanging in there, and I'm like I'm getting used to everything. I'm really fine. Yeah.
Okay, so I get you. So you had a new song out, like Hey, and like it was doing good, and then now you now want to give the people the album called Sweet Thunder. So basically, we start with the name. Why did you call it Sweet Thunder?
I like to think of my music as a reflection of my personality. Um, I know myself to give off a very like tough exterior. Like I tend to act like a tough skin. But deep down inside, I'm kind of like tender and like soft and everything. And I feel like the world really that we live in now kind of needs us to act in a tough way to get by. But we are humans, and the common denominator is that we're all at the end of the day we're all these weak, vulnerable beings trying to get by and trying to live up to what life expects us to be in terms of strength.
Okay.
Yeah, so like Sweet Thunder is like a reflection of what I think music has shaped me to be, which is a tender yet tough person. And all the songs that are on the album. So there are 16 songs on the album, and they all tell different stories. And it's a mixture of a very tough person and a very tender person. And I thought it was a very interesting thing to put together.
Okay, so you said there are 16 songs on the album. So basically,
Yeah.
The list that I'm seeing of the songs, there are some featuring that you have. There's Betray, there is Kenny Saul, there is Kivumi King, there is Ange Mutoni, there's Kevin Ska, there is Andy Mumunu. So why did you consider these people? Is there something like you go with? Like, is there any rule that you have before you collaborate with anyone?
I cannot think of rules when it comes to artistry, when it comes to art, when it comes to music. It's all about the feeling, the emotion, and that's something that you cannot pinpoint. That's something that kind of like you just have to sit with any artist and see what comes out of like your interaction. And so there were never rules for me. There were never conditions. It was always a matter of meeting an artist, vibing with what they bring to the table, and then finding how to connect what they have and what I have, and what comes out of a collaboration between their uniqueness and my uniqueness as an artist. There were never rules. Yeah.
Okay. So there is also the young generation of hip hop, the generation like there's Betray and there is Prime also. So do you love hip hop in the first place?
I am so gonna be honest. I do not. I was never a fan. I mean, I don't hate hip hop. I think it's a very interesting genre of music, and I respect it, and I respect all the hip hop artists. But I was never enticed with the genre, to be honest. Um, it was just that my manager kept pushing me to, like, I don't know, step out of my comfort zone and like try something new, experiment with different kinds of music. And then so when we were making the album, he was like, would you mind like trying to like work with a hip hop artist? Because as I said, you don't really come to the studio with with a song, with a specific song in mind. You just sit on the table and see what comes out of your interaction. And so I gave that a shot with a hip hop artist, and it was amazing. I was like, I don't know why I haven't been doing this for all these years, you know.
Okay.
But yeah.
So among these artists, who stressed you out? Like collaborating with them, like who stressed you out?
Let's see.
There's
Well,
Meka
I
Ihura, there's
cannot.
Kenny Sol, Bitre, Kivumbi, Andy
Not.
Womunu, Prime, Angel Mutoni. Yeah.
It was very easy to work with everyone to begin with. Honestly, it was very, because these are all very talented and unique artists, and so working with them was like a thrill. I didn't feel any kind of struggle. But to be honest, I think I have so much in common with Maika Ihura that when we kind of got together, it was more of a there was a kind of like tint, a little bit of a clash, if I can
Okay.
say. Um, it was I loved it, but it was like, because like every other collaboration kind of like brought something that I had never seen, that I hadn't felt before. I was like, okay, so that's how this works for you, you know. But with
Yeah.
Maika Ihura, it was like staring in the mirror and like seeing a reflection of myself and working with myself. And so it was kind of like, he is unique and he is on so many levels way better, and like, you know but still it was like we had so much in common, and it was kind of a
Yeah.
clash, if I could
Okay.
say.
So,
Yeah.
and let's talk about the producers now. Like, you have Flyest King, you have Eloy, Danny Beats, Mad Beats, Pastor P, Nilan Babu, Jump Kelu, and Kevin Clay. And so, among these producers, like, why, like, do you have a specific reason why you had to work with them?
I I wouldn't say I had a specific I mean, one of the reasons why you even start working with other artists is because you want to learn something from them. And I thought each one of these producers were people that had something to teach me. And
Okay.
apart from that, I also have a really good management. So he always had like connections with people that we thought had something new and something enticing to bring to the table. And so we kind of reached out to them as a way to experiment with their talents in music and see how we can help build each other through the process of making music. And that's something that they did for me, because I worked with a lot of producers that were like, how about we stop doing the music that you're used to doing and kind of like try to explore another part of you that you have never played with before. And that was always interesting to see what comes out of those experiments. And so what I loved about working with these producers were each time I entered the studio with each one of these producers, I did not know what to expect, and it was always awesome to see the outcome.
Okay. So, and
Yeah.
there is also Danny Beat. Like you have worked with Danny
Yeah.
Beat basically since you started, and how is it working with him? Because like it seems to be your your to-go producer. Let me say that because he has
Yeah.
done things like 4 or 5 songs for you. So how is it working with him, and how easy is it?
Danny is a headache, man. That guy stresses me out. But I mean, I thought the first time that I started working with Danny, I hated the guy. I was like, oh my God, I hate him. I was like, I told my manager, please take him out. I mean, because sometimes you don't really like the people that push you out of your comfort zone. You're like, why are you pushing me out of warmth? Like, I'm used to this. I vibe with it. Let me work with this. But it was like, you could do so much better if you tried something harder, if you tried something that you're not used to. And he would always like try to like bind me to my roots, like singing Kinyarwanda, singing Kinyarwanda. I was like, I don't want to change my music because you want me to sing in Kinyarwanda. I always had like multiple fights with Benny, but I was always happy that the outcome was something that we all looked at and were like, okay, so we all like this, you know? But yeah, I hated Benny. I'm still not a big fan of him, but I like that I like that he really pushed me to like do more with myself, you know?
Okay, all right. And then
So,
there is also Pastor P. He seems to be the legend producer that you worked with on this album. Like, I'm trying to pick different producers, and like I'm not going to into details with one of them, but I just want you to tell us, how was it working with Pastor P?
um, he I think he's one of the producers that I had never like. I had heard a lot of things about him, and I heard that he worked with like all these old Rwandan musicians. And when we met, I was like, he's gonna give me the typical Afrobeat, you know, kind of music to work with. But when I met him, I think he had a lot of beats that I had never heard of before, because I was used to doing pop music. But when I worked with Pastor P, it was not pop music. It was not Afrobeat. It was not R&B. It was it was a fusion of so many things that he had put together. And it was just really, it was it was an outstanding experience, to be honest. And if you listen to the one song that I worked on with him, you will realize that it's really different from all the other songs on the album. And that's probably because he had this really this vibe that sounded a little bit weird before I started working with it. But you know, the more that I worked on the beat, the more that I was like, this is something that I've never done before, and I'm loving it. Yeah.
Okay.
He's a
So,
legend.
okay, right, Rita, and you have 16 songs on the album. How many videos can we expect?
That's something that you're gonna have to take up with my manager. I know that because we worked on this album during the pandemic, and it was really hard to like shoot videos, and I had little time because I had to come to school. But my manager is working on finalizing a few videos that we shot before I came,
Okay.
and I think maybe you can expect like 3 to 4.
Okay.
Yeah,
Okay.
but more. I will work on more videos in the future because it's a big album, and we need at least like 10 maybe videos.
Okay, all right, I get you.
Yeah.
So, and during your music, you have been here for like 3 years, I think. So, who do you look up to musically? Let's talk about that. Who is your idol?
Huh. I I will say that they keep changing. I don't know, over time. Like last year, it was Adele and Kamaliza. I mean, um, in Rwanda, I like to say that I look up to Kamaliza because not just because her music is unique and something that not so many Rwandan artists have been able to like live up to, but because her music had such an impact on like reflecting on what the Rwandan culture is. And her music doesn't get lost even when you play it internationally. It's something that people can relate to very easily, whether they're Rwandan or not. And I feel like I want to be that kind of artist, that no matter what language that I'm singing into, people can still like connect with my music. And so that's why I look up to Kamaliza in Rwanda. And internationally, I don't really know. They change all the time. But I know I like Adele. I know I like
Okay. So anyway,
I like a lot of
anyways, let me
yeah.
and closing with the interview, I just want you to tell, like, do you have a message to your fans, like in Rwanda or like globally?
Yeah. I would say please listen to the album. I know most of the songs are not in Kinyarwanda, and that's what so many people had hoped that I would deliver. But when I was making this album, I was really, really trying not to like alter too much of what I was feeling to like fit it into the Kinyarwanda box.
Okay.
And you know, if they give it a chance, they're gonna, because this is the only way that we're gonna tackle different kinds of music, and this is the only that we're gonna get ahead. The only way that we're gonna get the Kinyarwanda music on the international, you know, level is if we allow ourselves to like step out of the comfort zone, what we're used to. You know, just songs in Kinyarwanda can only songs in Kinyarwanda are the only random music. You know, that shouldn't be like that. It's anyway, I feel like I'm deviating, but what I'm trying to say is I would like my fans to like listen to the album, and I would love some feedback because I hope to make more albums in the future.
Okay.
And I thank them so much for their love and support, and I hope they like it.
Okay, all right. So, Rita, and when will you be back, by the way?
I will be back in November.
In November, okay.
Latest maybe December.
Okay.
Yeah.
So, closing with the interview, I want you to give us a cappella.
Huh?
To sing for us a kind of like a beat on your song. One of your songs, you choose which one that you want.
Let's see. Songs on the album, though?
No, okay. One on the album and another one that people know from you. I'll go with two songs.
Let's see. Maybe one on the album, I will. There's this one. My voice is not going to be good because this.
It's all good
let's
on mine.
see.
It's all good.
There's this one song that I worked on with Jampa Keru, and it goes, let's remember.
Grateful.
Mana kandi koko sinjya mbivuga kenshi ariko urabizi umutima wanjye ujya ukuganiriza. That's a little bit of a gospel song that I worked on with Jampa Keru. It's both in Kinyarwanda and English too, and I love it. And then which other song that just give me a song, man. You're making me think.
choose from yours. Like that one song that you know people know you from.
Bruh. Give me a song.
Okay, no offense.
Let's see. No, that's an updated song and you know that. Let's see. Okay, the one that I recently released, hey.
Okay, Jama. Okay, do Jama.
Okay. No. I got a song. I'm sorry about the things I never really said, and every minute that I really wasn't even there. I should have done better, babe. Now I see your face all over Instagram, and oh my God, I just want to double tap.
Okay. But like, I still wanted Jama, but in the first place. Please, like, a bit
Yeah,
of
you're
it.
not gonna. Okay, let's see. How did you tangira good? Wow, I can't. It's my song, I swear. Okay. Mwana nakunze mu butoya ntegugu tw'inkongorere tera intambwe uze unsanga cyo ngwino sheri twibyinire.
Okay, that was enough.
Are you good
Anyway,
now?
Rita, thank you so much. Like, thank you for being with us. Thank you for taking your time. And the album is nice. We shall keep also reviewing, taking a review on that. But thank you so much for taking your time to be with us.
Thank you for having me, Cliffy.
Okay, so that was Rita Ange Kagaju. She has a new album called Sweet Thunder, and she just released it today. So let's watch one of her music videos. I'll be right back. This is KC2. My name is Clippy, and you're watching Beats and Sounds.